everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about my second job experience in Japan. My second job was at a company called Eon English. So this company, I worked there for about 6 months. I started in January of this year. It's an English conversation school. And my hours were from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. And lunch every day, it varied based on my teaching schedule for the day, but usually lunch is at 3 p.m. So my day was really late. I thought that if I had started this job, then I would wake up early, do some stuff before work, and then I'd be productive and then go to work. But I that was a lie. Like, I would wake up at the latest possible time to get ready and then get on the train, get to work. My job was a 30-minute train ride from my house to my school, and they wanted you to get to school 15 minutes early, even though you don't get paid extra for getting there early. It's just like an expected thing in Japan, is they want you to come to work 15 minutes early and they expect you to stay at work 15 minutes late. It's just the Japanese work culture. Well, to me, I thought it was kind of ridiculous because we were already there for 9 hours out of our day just to work, and the commute is already, for me, it wasn't that bad. It was 30 minutes. So that means that every day I would dedicate 10 hours of my day just for work. So basically I had no free time. Yeah, so 12 to 9, lunch at 3. That's a really late lunch. At first, it was kind of hard for my stomach to adjust, but then I got used to it and it was all fine. Okay, the schedule. It's not a Monday through Friday job. Okay, so it's a English language school. So most people are not able to take supplemental English classes outside of work or school. So we would have to work around their schedules, which means that our days open were Tuesday to Saturday. And we were closed Sunday and Monday because people, I guess that's not a good day for people to pay for English classes and show up and take English classes. So anyways, we worked from Tuesday to Saturday. I had a weird schedule. Actually, this is not common, but my school actually started opening on Sundays. So after working there for I think it was 2 months, I then switched over to a different schedule, and I don't know any other teachers at this company who had the same situation as mine, but I was paid $100 extra more to work from Wednesday to Sunday, which means that my weekend was Monday, Tuesday, but they paid me an extra $100 a month to work this schedule. So let's talk about the pay. So this company pays 27,500 yen, is roughly about 2,750 a month. And then when I switched over to the Sunday schedule, I was getting paid $2,850 a month, which is an improvement compared to my last job. It's a very competitive salary when it comes to teaching in Japan, because the salaries there are not that great. So this was pretty good, but not as good as JET. I don't know if you've seen my video about how to move to Japan. I'll link it here. But the JET program obviously pays the most, and this is pretty competitive, but still not as good as JET. There were many different students. We taught babies, toddlers, kindergartners, elementary school students, junior high, high school, college, adults, all the way up until seniors. So I was kind of unlucky. My location was a very residential area. So our school had a lot of kids, babies, and senior-aged citizens. We didn't have very many adults, young adults, or college students, anything like that. So most of my classes were kid classes. The most classes you would have to teach is 7. The most in a week is 30. If you teach more than 30 classes a week, then you'll get paid overtime. But they never made the schedule to where we would have to work overtime because they were trying to be as efficient with the budget as possible. So my worst days would be Saturday. So on Saturdays, I would teach 7 classes, 3 of which were carpet classes. So there's different names for the classes. Let's start with baby classes. First of all, baby classes is for babies aged 1 to 3 years old. These classes would be taught with the baby and one parent. So I had one baby, she was 1 year old, and every time I taught her lesson, it would be with her and her mom. Baby classes can range of up to 6 babies in one class, I believe, which means that you would have 12 people in a tiny room. Well, I'm lucky I never had to teach that many babies. So that's one type of carpet class. The second type of carpet class is for kindergartners. So this would be ages 4 till 6 years old. And these kids are wild. And the max kids you can have in this class is 6. So it was honestly way better than my first job at Kids Duo. Like, I could manage 6 kids, no problem. It wasn't that bad. The only thing that kind of sucked is you don't have, okay, honestly, it's not that bad if you had a building that had a lot of carpet classes already, but for some reason I was teaching 6 carpet classes a week, which is a lot compared to other schools, because my school was the second largest kids school. But the thing is, like, the way that my school made the schedule, I had to set up a carpet class room every time I had a carpet class. So for instance, like, we had one dedicated carpet room, which means that there was a tarp on the floor and all of the stuff in there is only for carpet classes. And then we would have regular classrooms with desks that you can fold up and move out of the room. And so for my carpet classes, literally every fucking carpet class I had to teach, I had to fold up all of the desks that were in a regular room, take them out of the fucking room, grab a big ass carpet. So it's not a tarp, it's like a carpet. So I would have to grab the carpet, put it on the dang floor, go grab a heavy ass table, put it in the room, grab 6 freaking chairs, put it in the room. Well, not 6, like, it depends on the class size, of course. So if I had 6 students, I would take 6 chairs, but every freaking time I had a carpet class, I had to set up the room, I had to deconstruct the room, set up the room, and then teach the freaking class. And the thing about carpet classes is they're not so hard, like, mental wise. I mean, it is hard mentally anyways because kids are crazy, but like, I didn't have to teach anything difficult. It's just controlling the kids, setting up the room, like, and trying to make them have fun and get all of the activities done. It was just really stressful. And the fact that my school had the nerve to make the room schedules without consulting me first, because it's supposed to be a group effort. Like, we were supposed to talk over, like, who gets to teach in what rooms, because we had many rooms and usually teachers like to teach in certain rooms so that it's easier for them to transition. So for example, if I have 2 classes back to back, I would want to have the same room back to back, right? That just makes sense. But whenever they were making the room schedule, I was not consulted. So every time I had to do a carpet class, I had to freaking set up a room, and it was just a nightmare. And yeah, so that's about carpet classes. 6 kids max. And then we had elementary school student classes. These are based on their grade. So first graders would be in the same class, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. Like, they would all be in the same room. The max students for carpet classes is 8 students. I'm sorry, not carpet. Elementary school kids is 8 students, which is honestly still not as bad as my first job. I prefer a smaller classroom size because it's a lot easier to control and a lot less stressful, and I don't have to raise my voice for everyone to hear me, yada yada. Yeah, so I had a lot of elementary school student classes. All of the classes, they have a curriculum already. You just have to look over the curriculum and make sure you know it, so that way you can teach the class. So yeah, we had elementary school classes and we had junior high school classes. The class size limit, I believe, was, I think it was 8 students. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I think it was 8 students max for junior high school and high school classes. And then with the adult lessons, there's 2 types of adult lessons. We had roundup lessons, which are more grammar based. So we just follow the slides basically and teach them grammar. And we had group lessons, which group lessons were a freaking nightmare for me because I wasn't good at them. But group lessons are basically, the goal is each class, they have like their workbook, and we're supposed to go through the workbook with the class and put them into pairs so that they can practice talking to each other, and the teacher is supposed to spectate and help them if they get stuck during their conversations, and also to throw out natural language, slang, yada yada, like idioms and stuff. We just put new phrases and vocabulary onto the board. With these types of classes, it was really hard for me because most of my students were old, and oh god. I was just like not good at facilitating their conversations. I don't know, like old people like to go on a tangent, and some of my students, like their pronunciation was really bad, so I couldn't understand what they were saying, so I would have to ask them to repeat a lot of times, which is not good for, I mean, like their confidence, obviously. And it's just, I sucked at these lessons, and yeah, that was one of my weaknesses as a teacher here. But anyways, yeah, there is a ton of lessons. Basically, once you got the structure down, it becomes easier for you to prepare and get ready for class. And they rotate the material, so if you stick with Eon long enough, it'll get to the point where you've actually taught all of the lessons before, and they'll just keep rotating, and you'll actually start reteaching classes that you've already taught. And so it just gets easier the longer you stay there. And I think that's the same with a lot of jobs, not just here. But yeah. Okay, let's talk about the good things about Eon. So like I said in my other video, they actually give you a stipend for your flight if you are hired from abroad. I think they give you up to $750 for your flight. Anything over that, you would have to cover yourself. But that's pretty dang generous, because a lot of companies don't even bother helping you with that. I know Jet does. But other than that, like I had to pay for my own flight. And they also provide housing assistance. So if you cannot speak Japanese, you don't know how to get your own apartment, then Eon has Eon company apartments that they will rent out for you, and they cap the rent at, what was it, like $550 a month, I think, is how much you would have to pay for rent. They don't charge you anything over that, so you have to pay $550 for your apartment, plus water, gas, and electricity, of course. So you still have to pay for your utilities every month. But that's pretty reasonable, especially if you're living in Tokyo. $550 a month is pretty cheap. Yeah, so they have housing assistance. And another good thing about Eon is, like, during your interview process, they are very straightforward with you. They warn you about literally everything. They tell you about what it's like to be a teacher here. And they even talk about like mental health. So they talked about how it's like pretty much non-existent in Japan. So if you have issues with that kind of stuff, they don't sugarcoat it. Like they tell you how it is. And if you think you're capable of enduring all of that stuff, then you're golden. But like they don't hide anything from you. The trainers for this company are all foreigners, and they will help you literally with everything. Like they want to make sure that you have a good experience teaching at Eon, and you could tell that they care about their teachers. When it comes down to management at your actual school, you'll be working with Japanese managers and stuff. They may not care about you as much as the trainers do, and your bosses are more so your shibucho. A shibucho is like your district head. That's your boss. But in terms of like people in your actual building, like you have a manager that's Japanese and stuff. They are your boss technically, but if you feel like they're not treating you how you should be treated, then the trainers, they have your back. Like when I had to leave, it was for an emergency, and the Japanese people I was working with at my school, they didn't give a shit about me. Like they only cared about the school. And I had a conversation with the trainers, and they were really understanding, and like I felt like they cared about me, unlike the people that were actually working with me every day. They didn't really care. And yeah, so the good thing is you'll have a lot of support from the trainers, basically. Kids I didn't have any support at all, so just forget about that. What else is good about Eon? The class sizes. I love that they limit the class sizes, so you're not gonna have the problem with that you have at some other places like Kids Duo. They cap the classes. Kids classes, max 8. Carpet classes, the max is 6. Baby classes, 6. Adult classes, I think was 8 as well. Like, you're not going to be overwhelmed by class size at this company. You'll get a lot of support, and they really do help you. Like, if they know you're not doing good with your lessons, like, they are good with coaching you. So it's a very, very good place for you to develop yourself as an individual. Yeah, anything bad? This all depends on your school as well. Oh yeah, they pay for transportation as well, so you don't have to pay for your commute if you take the train. I think this is not even a problem with the company. It's more so like, you know, with every job you kind of get lucky with your coworkers and bosses, and some jobs you just get unlucky. So that'll just depend on your placement, honestly. There's like, I have no complaints with this company, honestly. I mean, the work hours kind of suck. Like, who wants to work 12 to 9? There's nothing bad I can say about this company. They give you good support. The pay is good. The benefits are good. It just depends on where you get put and your manager. So depends on if the people you work with, if they care about you or not. That'll make or break your experience here. Most of the schools I feel like are pretty good. I just got pretty unlucky. Like when I said I had to go back to America, like my manager started crying. People don't cry, first of all, in public in Japan, and especially not for work. So if my manager was like that, she should not have been a manager, first of all. But yeah. Honestly, there's nothing bad about this company. Like, if you want to teach in Japan, I highly recommend you go for Eon or the JET program. The only things that suck is the work hours, of course. But yeah. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be posting every Wednesday and every weekend, so most likely on Sundays. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!